So Beaverton, Oregon, are you ready?
We certainly are. I wish I was taller, but I'll get to the mic. Hi, everyone. My name is Denny Doyle, the lucky mayor of the city of Beaverton, Oregon. On behalf of Beaverton, thank you for the opportunity to showcase what makes our community the best of Oregon. Check out the back of every city business card. It says clearly, the best of Oregon, and then live with that. With a population, we just have to be engaged. And how do you do it? That's a great question. It's different for everyone, but I can share with you our experience and our ongoing journey of how Beaverton reached out to our treasure trove of inspiration in gaining the positive outcomes that we cherish and celebrate in return from all of our citizens. With a population of just over 95,000 and growing, we're more than just the home of Nike. We simply just do it without pomp and circumstance as a city. We pride ourselves in keeping Beaverton safe and a great place to raise kids. For many years, Beaverton has been at the forefront of a dramatic demographic shift and is recognized as one of the top cultural diverse cities in the state of Oregon. 1 in 3 self-identify as a person of color. 1 of 5 was not born in the United States. And over 100 languages are spoken in the homes of students who go to our schools. I campaigned in 2008 about bringing all of our communities into the heart of civic activity and engagement, and it is happening. Despite this focused work, we recognize the representation of diverse communities and overall public engagement. We need to grow more and expand as the city changes. We embrace this challenge to its very core every day in small and in larger ways.
What's good, y'all? All right. So, be responsive. My name is Jemai. I'm part of the 2% of the African American community in Beaverton. And I was a little skeptic until I started doing some work with the Community Vision Project. Let me take you back a little bit to when Mayor Doyle was first elected. Beaverton already had a pretty good idea of public engagement through its neighborhood associations, and also its boards and commissions. But we knew that as the city grew and grew more diverse, we needed to be responsive and go deeper. Enter the community vision. At its core, the Beaverton Community Vision Plan, which is sketched out right here, is a grassroots, community-led roadmap of Beaverton's future. And it boils down to a pretty simple recipe. Ask thousands of people how Beaverton can be even better, turn the priorities into actions, recruit partners to help us implement them, and then, most importantly, be responsive and hold one another accountable for our promises. So we reached out to thousands of people, and it wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it. We went to markets, to community meetings, health service centers, libraries. We even went door to door and to make sure all voices were captured. And we did it in 7 languages. No one knew exactly what to expect. I mean, this was like nothing that we had ever done before. So what was the outcome of some of those questions and speaking with the community and conversation? A lot of the goals that came out of that were pretty relatable concepts that we were aware of. So responsive public services, improved mobility, vibrant downtown, and enhanced livability. But then there was one that kind of took us by surprise. It made us look at things in an entirely new way. And it also had a bearing and impact on all of the other areas. Build a welcoming community. This was something that, well, we clearly were not ready for or resourced for. So what did we do? We went back to the community to be responsive.
Be welcoming. Hi, my name is Cynthia, and I'm a first-generation Chinese American, born in Hong Kong and raised in Los Angeles. I choose to live and work in Beaverton because it is welcoming and diverse. I serve Beaverton School District as an elementary school principal, and I serve our city as a volunteer on the Diversity Advisory Board. 2009 was certainly a big year for hope and change, both locally and nationally. Beaverton hosted its first multicultural community forum, attended by more than 80 leaders from communities of color and immigrant and refugee communities, to have an open dialogue on how we can best serve our increasingly diverse city. This paved the way for two significant outcomes. The city's cultural inclusion program with full-time staff dedicated to implementing equity initiatives, and the formation of the Diversity Advisory Board, otherwise known as DAB, which Ruth and I are founding members. Being welcoming has impacted the way that our city purchases products and services, recruits staff, engage with the community for major initiatives, provide day-to-day services like language access, and more. As an educator, I share in the values of being responsive to the needs of the community, a community that believes that welcoming all people requires the ability to be flexible to change and open to new ideas.
Be open. Hi, my name is Victor, and I'm a first-generation Cambodian American born and raised in Beaverton, Oregon. I still live in Beaverton. Some might say I'm a lifer. I can't get away. I also serve Beaverton as the mayor's office staffer, so thank you, Mayor Doyle. The community has provided a foundation for my family, who came to the States as refugees in the late 70s, and contributes to do so for so many seeking a safe, vibrant, and welcoming community. With a commitment to inclusive engagement, we needed a way to make sure that we're doing it right. So we have invested heavily into partnerships and practices that ensure feedback and community oversight. We have taken a deep look into our own hiring practices to make sure that the city's workforce reflects the community, taking steps like implicit bias training or co-sponsoring an event like Say Hey, where dozens of new to Oregon minorities come and work with other industries to find a nice place to work. We also rely on our community volunteer-led advisory committees that are a test kitchen before we take anything out to the public. It is a value in our community vision that we take a restorative approach to criminal justice that address the root behavior rather than punishing actions, as shown by our award-winning Be Sober program, recognized by the National Center for DWI Courts and the League of Cities. We also provide advocacy and support for the most vulnerable members of the community through programs like Crime Victim Services and our Severe Weather Shelter. I should also mention that one such way that we also include openness is that in our city's budget, all funded efforts must be tied to the community vision. We will always keep an open mind for how we can improve. Thank you.
Be active. My name is Ruth Parra Santana, and I'm originally from Nayarit, Mexico. So I have a small business, and I'm involved in different social and educational community activities. Founder member of DAF, and I'm working in a community radio, what I love. Being the first generation in this country, I can say that I feel welcome wherever I live in Beaverton. I believe that opportunities has been opened not only for my community, but for a wide range of nationality that the city welcomes. Being open to new people and fresh ideas means creating programs and activities that welcoming, supporting, and give a voice to the underrepresented people. Program I built with over 100 participants so far, empower immigrant and refugees leaders to get involved in local government. A few years, the Diversity Advisory Board came up with the plans for a new event bringing everyone in the community together. Many of our members have fond memories in night market. For example, in country where they grew up. So naturally, we had to give it a try. I imagine the smell of fresh samosas to the sound of African drums and the sight of colorful performance from artists around the world. This is a night market. More than 30,000 have attended this summer event, and I invite you to attend August 11 and July 21st. We also partnered with Welcome America to host a dozen week-long celebration to welcome immigrant and refugee in Beaverton. Si miran atrás de mí, van a ver que el mural que tenemos atrás no está completo. Es el trabajo que todavía nos falta por terminar.
For those of you who no hable español, Ruth noted at the conclusion of her remarks how our mural is really incomplete, much like the work we do. It's always evolving, and there is so much more ahead of us. We work hard to make sure underrepresented cultures have a seat at the table, as shown by some of the diversity, equity, and inclusion work we discussed during our presentation. We take an active role in, amazingly, listen, especially to the voices of our youth, our seniors, individuals with disabilities, our veterans, our LGBTQ community, and other folks from throughout the area. Recognize the importance of making decisions that reflect all perspectives. It's amazing what you can learn when you listen. Without the terrific support from our citizens and businesses, we'd not be able to bring this all together. Beaverton's journey has been exciting, but far, far from over. One thing we've discovered along the way is that if you take the time to cultivate a strong sense of engagement, you can pave the way for a resilient, supportive, and welcoming community. Beaverton, we are leaving the color of our past to be the color of our world. So I encourage you all to be engaged.
Very good.